In today's video, I have for you the top 5 best no recoil loadouts to be using on Rebirth Island right now. There's so many great options, but these 5 I have for you are not only accurate, but very, very strong. Before we get into that, shout out to Noti Gang. If y'all would like a notification shout out in a future upload of mine, make sure you subscribe with notifications turned on and watch the video from beginning to end. Therefore, I know who to pick. Without further ado, loadout number 1. You already know, we got the STG. Now, I did tweak some of my attachments to make this thing even more accurate than it already is. So, for the first attachment, we got the MX silencer. We get sound suppression. We're off the radar. Enemies don't know where we're at. We get vertical and horizontal recoil control. So, we're looking for, that's what makes our weapon actually a beamer. And we get damage range. That makes our weapon just a lot stronger at longer range engagements. For the barrel, I got the second one. We got the VDD 760. Highly accurate and controllable. That's what makes it an absolute laser beam. We get damage range and bullet velocity. Again, this is what makes this thing kill faster at those long range gunfights. For the optic, you got 2 options. I usually rock the G16, but something that's been growing on me a lot recently is the SVT scope. For some reason, I feel like this thing just makes it feel like it has even less recoil than it already does. So try the SVT scope out if you haven't yet already. It is really, really good. I think I might start maining this the scope on it. For the stock, I have on the very last one, the VDD 34S weighted. Now, you could do the precision. I know a lot of people do like to use it, but I'm telling you, for absolute no recoil, this is the stock you want. Accuracy, flinch resistance, recoil control, aiming stability. I promise you, your STG does not move. It's honestly ridiculous. The underbarrel, we got the M1941 hand stop. I mean, again, just recoil control. Magazine, we got the 50 round Gorenko. We get recoil control and accuracy. You guys see where I'm going here, man. I mean, this shit really has no recoil. But also, we get movement speed and ADS, so a little bit of mobility, so we're not super, super slow. And an increase in fire rate, which usually leads to a faster time to kill. So it's not only accurate, it's also going to kill very, very quickly. For the ammunition type, you got lengthened. You already know, man. That's what you're supposed to use on all of your Vanguard ARs. For the rear grip, I like to go with polymer. You get accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. So anytime you're in a gunfight, your weapon's just a little bit easier to use and more accurate. And then my 2 perks, you could do Nerves of Steel if you, seriously want this thing to just not move at all. Or you could do Vital. I like Vital, but as you can see, you do lose a little bit of recoil control and accuracy. So for the sake of the vid, Nerves of Steel. And then perk 2, I like fully loaded, so I have maximum ammo. And there is loadout number 1. You already know, man. STG, it's a slapper, and it always will be one of the easiest weapons to use in Warzone. Here's loadout number 2. I decided to go with the Bullfrog here, man. This is probably the most accurate SMG in the entire game. Am I bugging? Let me know in the comments. Am I tripping? I think this one deserves a spot. So for the first attachment, I got Grease Suppressor. We get sound suppression, we get vertical recoil control, and then if you want to use this thing at medium ranges, we got that bullet velocity and damage range for that. It just makes it stronger. For the barrel, I like to do the Task Force barrel. Yes, you do lose a little bit of vertical and horizontal recoil control. I promise you, you don't even notice that in the gameplay. It's actually ridiculous. With this, we get damage range and bullet velocity, so you could really take on medium range gunfights and find a lot of success doing that. And we also get some strafe speed, so we can move side to side. Hey! All right, well, before I got rudely interrupted by an update, we got the strafe speed. That makes you move side to side quicker, making it a lot harder for the enemies to hit their shots on you. For the laser, I love the Tiger Team Spotlight because you just get cracked out mobility, and man, that is so, so good. Again, it just makes it hard for the enemies to shoot at you. For the stock, I like to do the Skeletal PKM stock because, again, it's more strafe speed. I promise you, you will not die whatsoever when you have this much mobility on you. And then the rear grip, I got Serpent Wrap. With this, I could just snap onto enemies a little bit quicker with that ADS speed. And back in the day when they actually nerfed the Bullfrog, that's what they ruined on this, was the ADS speed. And there you have it. As you can see, we have no attachments to control the recoil because that's how accurate this weapon already is. It's absolutely ridiculous. Here is loadout number 3. We got another Vanguard AR, and it's the Coupe. This thing, built correctly, really does define the phrase no recoil. So we're gonna build this very, very similar to our STG. So we're gonna have the MX silencer as the first attachment. You get the exact same pros. For the barrel, I have the Cooper Custom. Literally the same thing. As you can see, highly accurate and controllable. The increase in fire rate, that's what leads to a faster TTK. And we get the damage range as well. So this thing's actually very, very powerful at long range gunfights. For the optic, you could do either the G16 or the SVT scope. Again, the SVT scope has really been growing on me, and I really like it. For the stock, I love to use the Cooper 45W. So with this, you get recoil control when you're mounted, crouched, or prone, which is really dope. And you get accuracy and recoil during sustained fire, which is basically like the polymer grip. Anytime you're in a gunfight, your weapon's that much more accurate. And this is just a secret attachment that not a lot of people use on their coupes, and it helps out so much. For the underbarrel, same thing as the SCG. We got the M1941 handstop, the best underbarrel for controlling recoil. For the magazine, I love to do the 60 because we get recoil and accuracy. It's just like the Gorenko rounds on the STG. Another increase in fire rate, so you already know the TTK is going to be cracked out. And we get a little bit of mobility with the ADS speed. Yes, you do lose damage, bullet velocity, and range, but with that fast fire rate, man, you don't even notice it. For the ammunition, same thing as the SCG again. We got lengthened rear grip, we got polymer, and then my 2 perks I went with, you got 2 options. You could do Vital if you want just a little bit faster of a TTK. You do lose the recoil control, but again, we're gonna stay true to this vid and do no recoil. We got the tight grip. This thing is night and day difference when you have it on and have it off. You could tell tight grip is so good. It's like having 2 M1941 hand stops on. And then perk 2, I like to do fully loaded, so I can start with maximum ammo. There is your Cooper Carbine loadout. Again, try this out for yourselves. It's underrated. Not a lot of people are using this. I always see the STG, but not the coupe. Here is loadout number 4. Now, I was trying to think of another SMG that I could throw in here, and I'm just like, I feel like the MP40 is accurate, and it's just so easy to use. I never really see anyone struggling to use this, so I had to throw this in here. So for the first attachment, we got recoil booster, increase in fire rate, leads to a faster time to kill. I say it all the time, and it really is true. For the barrel, you could do the short barrel or the crossneck, because every time I pick up the MP40 off the ground that has the crossneck barrel, I'm low-key kind of slaying with it. So personal preference, whatever you want to do. You obviously get the highly accurate and controllable pro with the crossneck, but for a very fast TTK and for up close engagements, I mean, the short's really good. Damage range, bullet velocity, limb damage, it cracked out. So I'm just gonna go with that. The optic, I really like the slate reflector. I know not a lot of people like the iron sights on this, so I'm gonna do the slate reflector just so I can see a little bit better. For the stock, I do the crossneck folding. We get sprint to fire speed and movement speed, so just a little bit of mobility. Yes, we do lose out on the initial firing recoil, but we're actually gonna fix that with a future attachment. For the underbarrel, I like to do the M1941 handstop for the recoil control. Magazine, we got the 45 round Gorenko. You get recoil control. Another increase in mobility with the movement speed and ADS, and we also get some more fire rate. So when you pair this magazine and the fire rate you get with this and the muzzle, you're frying enemies incredibly quick. My ammunition type, I like to do hollow point because I'm only using the MP40 at close ranges, so that damage range nerf that you get, you don't really notice. For perk 2, I do polymer, so you get the flinch resistance and accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. And then my 2 perks, I got brace, which you get initial firing recoil, which is what you miss out on with the stock, so you basically fix that. And then perk 2, I got quick, so I can feel incredibly light on my feet, and there is your MP40 setup. They nerfed this thing, but it's still really good. And now here's loadout number 5 that gives you no recoil. I'm excited about this one. We got the NZ41. This thing was buffed twice in the past 2 weeks, and wow, it is an absolute beast. So for the first attachment, we got the MX silencer. Same thing we had on the coupe and the SCG. Don't really need to explain it. For the second attachment, we have the Orb Weaver 360. It's, again, the exact same attachment we had on the Cooper and the STG, but with this, you do not get the damage range, which it's completely okay. We get that bullet velocity and highly accurate and controllable pro. For the optic, I actually do the G16. Not only do we get that recoil control and accuracy, I just personally feel a lot more comfortable using the G16 on the NZ. For the stock, this is where so many people struggle and miss out on. So there's so many options here. You got 6, and there's only one of them that truly do work. And that is the Orb Weaver E-Pack. Yes, you do lose out on a little bit of mobility here, but recoil control, recoil recovery, accuracy, and flinch resistance. When you put this on, your weapon does not move at all. The best stock, this is what makes the NZ have 0 recoil on it. For the underbarrel and 1941 handstop magazine, I actually do the 50 round Sakura. They actually buffed this multiple times. I mean, it is so OP now. Recoil control and accuracy again. We get fire rate, so this thing kills incredibly quick. I mean, you have no idea until you really try it out for yourselves. So good. Ammunition type, I got lengthened. Rear grip, we got polymer. Very, very similar loadout setup to the STG and the coupe. Perk 1, I like to do brace. You get initial firing recoil. So basically, when you first start shooting, it is incredibly accurate. And then perk 2, I do fully loaded start with maximum ammo. Again, this thing was buffed multiple times, and you are truly missing out if you haven't tried it out for yourself. That's going to wrap it up. Those are the top 5 no recoil setups that actually kill quick as well. Try these out for yourselves. Let me know what you guys think of them. If I missed out on any weapons that you wish you saw in here, let me know in the comments and I'll include it in my next top 5. You guys all stay safe. Have a great day, and I'm out. Peace.